Mr. President, the eagle flies.
成长，你的名字就叫痛苦。
Plants in the world, and when you think in terms of 20 million feet, if you build in Manhattan a 1,000,000-foot building, that's a very big building. It'll get much bigger.
Wisconsin Valley, that is giving us a kind of economy, the kind of sector, the kind of educational partnership, so that people can raise their families in Wisconsin with good careers. They can work and get ahead. Their kids can get great educations, and they can stay and enjoy a great life for themselves.
And to all of the amazing Wisconsin workers with us today and all over the state, I want to wish you good luck and congratulations on truly one of the eighth wonder. I think we can say the eighth wonder of the world. This is the eighth wonder of the world. The eighth wonder of the world. This is the eighth wonder of the world.
It had never occurred to us to fight to stay there. Our fight was only to be treated fairly. In fact, the first conversation I had with anybody from the village was Jim Mopnick. He called me on that afternoon of October 7th and told me who he was, and he said, yep, so the village is going to acquire your property for the road projects for Foxconn. And I told him, I said, hey, my property is, I said, how wide is Highway 8 going to be? And he said, oh, wide, 4 lanes plus divider. And I said, well, how many feet is that? And he said, 120 feet or something like that. And I said, oh, well, that won't affect my property because we're like 550 feet away from Highway 8. And he said, well, they're still going to want your property. And I said, well, yeah, I understand that. And we're willing to sell, but you can't take it using eminent domain for the road project. And he said, well, they'll leave you landlocked. They can't do that either. They have to give me access to the roadway. And so he then just basically ignored me and told me what the procedures were for eminent domain. And then on October 11th, they had a meeting for all of the residents affected by the project, and they had one room where they had all of the eminent domain, the relocation specialists, they call them, and then the other room, the main room at Village Hall, was filled with all kinds of displays, kind of just showing off the Foxconn project. And Claude Boyce was standing at a display that showed the project areas, and so I went up to him, talked to him. I can't get in that room. I don't think I'm supposed to be in that room because I don't think our property is affected by eminent domain. He here's my house. This is where it's located, right here. And I pointed on the map. And he's like, well, I don't really know much about eminent domain. And I said, yes, you do. That's why they hired you. And he's like, oh, well, da-da-da. And I said, look, we're willing this out. We don't want to stand in the way of this project, but you can't take our property using eminent domain. And he goes, we'll find a way. We're going to widen the road, and you're not going to have access to the new road from your driveway. Therefore, because you won't have access to the road, we're going to acquire your property under eminent domain.
So exciting because we're seeing Mount Pleasant and Kenosha. It's become something that is happening to us and with us, and that we can be a part of actually what's going on here.
所谓执行力，就是速度、准度、精度的全面贯彻。
You know what Foxconn is? No? Have you never heard the name before either? No? Okay. You know what? No, it's okay. Making a movie about Foxconn. Do you know what Foxconn is?
Noah, come here. Yeah, I actually helped build it. Foxconn kids.
Okay. You worked on the Mount Pleasant or here or?
Mount Pleasant. I didn't even know this was here.
Oh really? Yeah. What'd you do for the Mount Pleasant one?
Finished work, concrete.
Cool. How was that experience?
They're really strict. They got stricter rules than most construction sites, but it's construction.
Yeah.
Tell me to build it, I build it, on to the next one.
Yeah, that's all?
That's about it. That's about the best I can give you.
Sure. Do you know what Foxconn does?
A whole lot of nothing by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Pollute our water. I don't know, rip us off. Sorry, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm into the outdoors, and if you look at how much water they're going to take, how much they're going to put back in the chemicals in it, it's a crock of shit. They're not able to give us the amount of jobs that they said they're going to give us, and they're not even utilizing the buildings the way that they said they're going to utilize them. So that's a personal opinion, not anything based off any companies, and I'm not representing any companies I work for.
Factory, but they've had, if you count the attempted suicides, 13 so far this year. And while that is still, they have 400,000 people at this place, so 13 out of 400,000 is 26 per year so far for 400,000 people, or let's say 7 per 100,000 people. That's still under the U.S. suicide rate of 11 per 100,000 people, but it's really troubling.
Right, it's in one place too. It's in one.
Well, not like a number of people.
Well, it's like anything politically based. It's a crock of shit. You know, like it was all just smoke and mirrors. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on down there. I'm not involved in upper management. I'm just told to build something, and I build it so I can take care of my little guy. It's a source of income.
一颗螺丝掉在地上，一颗螺丝掉在地上，在这个加班的夜晚垂直降落。轻轻一响，不会引起任何人的注意。就像在此之前某个相同的夜晚，有个人掉在地上。